Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And once again, this is the one-day chart. We're sitting here just above 50 cents. And we're still going sideways for the most part. But every day on X, it's like a repeat of the day before. People complaining about the price of XRP, fudding all over XRP, talking about the escrow time and time again. Well, this was one of the greatest posts I've seen all day. XRP since January 2nd. Ripple has a lot of XRP on escrow. That must explain the chart. Ripple selling more XRP than ever, right? Wrong. Here is HBAR since January 2nd. Just now breaking out of the same pattern. It must have an escrow, right? Nope. The Ripple escrow dump FUD is a joke. But every single day, people saying the same thing. Ripple needs to burn that escrow. What do you think is going to happen to the price of XRP if Ripple burns the escrow? It's going to move up a little bit and then it's coming right back down. Look at what happened with XLM in the past. According to a report published by Ripple after its meeting, many are predicting that 2024 will be a breakout year for DeFi, thanks to the continued tokenization of real-world assets and the mainstream adoption of blockchain and crypto. Now, this article was released on February 4th. The meeting brought together a diverse group of regulators and industry representatives to discuss the future of decentralized finance, DeFi, and the need for clear regulatory guidelines. And look what happened on the 6th. SEC adopts rule to have stricter oversight over dealers looping in crypto and DeFi. Look what they say here. This has to do with the AMM as well. If a person's trading activities in crypto asset securities, including products, structures, and activities involved in the so-called DeFi market, meet the definition of as part of a regular business as set forth in the final rules, the person engages in a regular pattern of buying and selling crypto asset securities that has the effect of providing liquidity to other market participants as stated in the qualitative standard, and no exception or exclusion applies. That person would be required to register as a dealer or government securities dealer, according to the rule that the SEC just put out. But the SEC voted 3-2 to adopt the rulemaking in a meeting on Tuesday, which in its proposal 194-page form, including one mention of crypto in a footnote, the 247-page rule adopted on Tuesday will apply to people transacting in crypto assets that meet the definition of securities or government securities, with the exception of having assets less than $50 million. The rules would affect decentralized finance according to the adopted rule. And then they go on to say this: the crypto industry pushed back. The DeFi Education Fund delved into the role of automated market makers in a comment letter, calling it an execution protocol. Automated market makers, or AMMs, implement a liquidity pool of crypto and other digital assets and lock them into a smart contract that then facilitates trading according to the fund. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to say anybody that provides liquidity would now become a securities dealer or a registered dealer. It's the same way that they only want you buying crypto through an accredited investor in the future. And that's why I always said, we are going to get rules. And a lot of people might not like the rules that we get when regulations come out. And that's why I don't want to sell any of my crypto. My biggest worry is I sell and then all of a sudden these regulations are put in place and the regulations prevent me from buying crypto directly on an exchange. Instead, I have to go through somebody else to buy my crypto in the future. And you know you're going to have to buy a certain amount to meet for them to even want to deal with you, whether it be $10,000 in one lump sum or even higher. We don't know. That's what I'm worried about with the regulations, but I think they're pushing for it now. Even Janet Yellen is calling for regulations. Take a listen. This also happened on the 6th.
Council is focused on digital assets and related risks, such as from runs on crypto asset platforms and stablecoins, potential vulnerabilities from crypto asset price volatility, and the proliferation of platforms acting outside of or out of compliance with applicable laws and regulations. Applicable rules and regulations should be enforced, and Congress should pass legislation to provide for the regulation of stablecoins and of the spot market for crypto assets that are not securities. We look forward to continuing to engage with Congress on this.
So now all of a sudden they want regulations and they want clear rules of the road as well. And well, at least we know that XRP is not a security. And that's how people look at it. You know, we got legal clarity for XRP. Rules are coming. We understand that. Regulations are going to be put in place. And if your cryptocurrency has a real world use case, you really have nothing to worry about. But I'm worried about how deep these regulations are going to go as far as retail investors. That's what I'm really worried about. Then this also happened. Chairman Patrick McHenry, Chairman Representative French Hill, and Rep. Dusty Johnson sent a letter to Secretary Yellen addressing FSOC calls to fill regulatory gaps in the spot market for non-security digital assets. But this is even better yet. Expanding the CFTC's jurisdiction to encompass the spot market in non-security digital assets is appropriate. They want to take the power away from Gary Gensler and the SEC and put it into the hands of the CFTC. And I like the idea of that. I think the CFTC would look out for retail investors a lot better than Gary Gensler would ever look out for us going forward. And I want us to be able to buy crypto in the future. I don't want us to have to go through accredited investors. That's my biggest worry. Brad Garlinghouse states 99% of crypto will probably go to zero. Take a listen.
Brad, tell me here then, where does this go? I mean, let's have a look at just effectively what we have. We've got so many cryptocurrencies out there. You're one of the front runners, but the thing is, are there too many of you guys?
Actually, I agree with you. I think there are too many. There are around 3,000 different digital assets that trade on a daily basis now. I think, anytime there's a new market, there's a lot of people that run into that market and try to show that they can solve a problem, they can deliver a customer need. I have said publicly before that I think 99% of all crypto probably goes to zero. But there is that 1% where I think that is focused on solving a real problem for real customers and is able to do that at scale. And that's going to be game changing. And I think that's going to continue to grow significantly in the decades ahead.
That was back in 2022. And fast forward to today. Now they're trying to fast track regulations. Now Janet Yellen wants those stablecoin regulations put in place as well. That's their first priority because that will lead to CBDC. And then they'll start to go more deeper into crypto. And they're going to put regulations on crypto because they don't want any crypto to survive that doesn't have utility or use case. And I know a lot of people are going to end up riding those meme coins all the way to zero. And it's going to happen very fast when it happens. SEC scores rare win as judge mandates Ripple to disclose financial records. Now, I talked about this a little bit yesterday, but I didn't really go into in depth in this. So although Ripple tried to argue against providing such documents, the firm must now comply with the court orders. Notably, the documents will reveal Ripple's financial strengths to the SEC and also the amount realized from XRP sales. We could actually get a good look at where those XRP sales are taking place. It'll give us a better understanding who's utilizing XRP for on-demand liquidity. I like the idea of that on one hand, but I also think that the SEC wants to see Ripple's financial strengths so they know how much of a settlement to ask for. Such knowledge would enable the regulatory body as well as the court to impose an appropriate fine and other penalties on the blockchain company. At this point, it is unclear the amount that the SEC would seek from Ripple to settle the charges against the company. However, XRP-friendly lawyer Johnny Deaton believes the fine amount would be around $10 million to $100 million, with the SEC probably looking to extract as much money as possible from Ripple for a lengthy litigation process. Now, here's the way I think Brad looks at this. On one hand, he wants to settle with the SEC. Get this done and over with. This way, XRP can move forward. Ripple can move forward in the United States. I'm sure they would see a lot of adoption happen very fast. On the other hand, Brad doesn't want to pay a shit ton of money to the SEC either. That's why I think we will see the settlement happen this year, but the number has to come down from what the SEC wants. And then there's this. Has always been why I'm here. No chasing green candles are the next pump for me. Not going to miss the big one. Now, if you go back to 2018, and the way they talked about XRP back then is another reason why the SEC ended up suing Ripple in 2020. There are several instances where Ripple executives have mentioned XRP as a potential global reserve currency. Here are some notable quotes. Brad Garlinghouse, in 2018 interview with CNBC, I think the role of a digital asset like XRP is really to be a bridge currency, to enable a tremendous amount of efficiency and really allow the globalization of payments in a way that has never been done before. 2018 interview with Bloomberg, Garlinghouse stated, I think that the long-term view of any digital asset is going to be derived from the utility it delivers. And XRP has a lot of utility in terms of solving a multi-trillion-dollar problem. Chris Larsen, Executive Chairman, Co-founder of Ripple, 2018 interview with Fortune. XRP is the only digital asset with a clear institutional use case designed to solve a multi-trillion-dollar problem. The global payment and liquidity challenges that banks, payment providers, and corporates face. 2018 interview with CNBC, Larson said, we think that XRP has a real chance of being a global digital currency that is used by financial institutions and consumers alike. Ashish Brilla, SVP of Product at Ripple, mentioned in 2018 interview with Forbes, XRP is uniquely positioned to solve a multi-trillion-dollar problem, and we believe it has the potential to become a global standard for digital assets and payments. So if you were talking like that back in 2018, right? The banks took notice and they wanted to slow Ripple down any way they possibly can. They did it through the SEC. So now what I'm showing you in these videos on a daily basis is I'm showing you what got us to where we are today. Why XRP was held up ever since 2020. It's still held up today because as long as Ripple versus SEC is continuing on, XRP is being held back. But the way you looked at things in 2018, when I was buying my first XRP, I said to myself, this this cryptocurrency looks like it's going to be moving the world's money. And everybody looked at it that way back then. And you got to remember, we just came out of a massive bull run at the same time where XRP reached $3.84. So you were like, wow, in the next couple months to a couple years, I'm going to watch this happen again, except this time around, XRP might make it to $10 plus. And all of a sudden, that lawsuit happened and slowed everything down. But that's why I'm still holding my XRP, because I know what it's designed to do, move the world's money. And there's no alternative to XRP. While they slowed XRP down, they still have not found an alternative to it. And that is absolutely game-changing. And that's why I'm not worried about the price on a daily basis. I don't even care if we dip down. In fact, if we dip down, I'm buying more XRP because I want to have no regrets when XRP skyrockets in price, knowing I could have bought more, maybe in the 40-cent range, maybe in the 30-cent range like people are calling for. If I miss that opportunity and I don't buy XRP, once XRP skyrockets, I am absolutely going to regret not buying more. But until it all happens, you got to stay patient and stay positive. Let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.